Hello and welcome everyone to another beautiful day here at the Waterhole. My name is Amy and I will be with you for the whole day today. I am excited to see what the day is going to bring us. We are starting off here, Juma, and a little dwarf mongoose on a log. Quite overcast here today. We did have some rain come through last night, so everything's cooled off slightly. Some thunder and lightning around as well. A reminder to everyone that this is a live and interactive show, so please do send through your comments and your questions. I absolutely love hearing from you all, and it always makes such a big difference to be able to chat with you all. Hello, elephants. Come down for a late morning midday drink. The perfect way to start, if you ask me. All right, well, as I said, the clouds are here at Juma, but let's have a look what the weather is doing across all our locations. So still pretty warm everywhere, but nice and just cooler. The humidity's broken, especially here in the low felt. It was building up over the last few days. Everything was very sticky. And now that the storm arrived and it rained, I think today and tomorrow we'll have some more rain around. Everything is cooling off. But how wonderful it is, everyone, to see these elephants here at Juma. I do hope they stick around for a little while so that we can watch them. You can also hear the red-billed buffalo weavers in the background. Stan, isn't it just the best way to start? You say, what a great way to start off. Stan, I couldn't agree with you more. I can hear a brew as well. It's a little black and white bird with a rufusy flank on the side. And it sounds like a distant telephone ringing. See if you can hear it. Tessa, I think I understand your question. I'm just going to explain a little bit and then maybe you can let me know if this is what you were referring to or not. And you're asking if all warning calls are recognized by all breeds and if one calls and then they all move off. Are you referring to different species? So if one species alarm calls, then the other species of animals will actually become aware of it. If you're referring to within elephant breeding herds, um, if a matriarch makes a call to move off, it would be understood by all the elephants, but it would only apply to that breeding herd. So the elephants for which the matriarch is in charge of. So they would listen to her. It wouldn't necessarily, for example, if that matriarch told that herd that came down, now it's time to move off, this bull wouldn't listen to her. He has just arrived, and I think he's the reason that they've actually moved off or moved out of the way, let me say. You can see that mother and calf coming back now to the water, just giving some space for that bull to move past. Tessa, if you're referring to warning calls between animals, they can definitely understand each other's calls. I've seen many times if an impala starts alarm calling, then the wildebeest will start alarm calling, and so will the zebra, for example. So they do listen to each other and understand when an animal is giving a alarm call. Oh wow, look at all these elephants arriving, everyone. This is amazing. Lolly, elephants can be bullies, but not all of them. I wouldn't want to give them a bad reputation, but some of the younger bulls, especially, are a little bit of a bully, especially when zebras or warthogs or things like that are trying to drink. In this particular case, with that large bull walking past, it wasn't so much as bullying as much as just a respect thing. And mothers being cautious with their little ones rather moving them out of the way. Oh, look how happy that little one was to see some friends. That was adorable. Caitlin, a very warm hello and welcome to you as well. It is good to have you with us. Naomi, me as well. I absolutely love the bird calls. There's a woodland kingfisher calling. There we go. A rattling testicular. Oh, there's just so many. What a beautiful sighting to be able to listen to that and then watch these elephants here.
seamless and tranquil connection to nature? Download the WildEarth app and become an explorer to enjoy ad-free viewing. Stay tuned into your favorite shows and enjoy the sights and sounds of nature uninterrupted. Explorer subscriptions are available monthly, biannually, and yearly. Sign up today. WildEarth, connecting with nature.
Well, they are starting to move off now, but Jive Bunny, you're absolutely right. It was an Ellie pool party at the spa. Ah, there is still one drinking on that side and a few on this side. Kim, you are right. We don't see African elephants in massive herd numbers like we would, for example, wildebeest and zebras, like in the Great Migration, for example. But it's just because they have sort of a different way of living. They don't migrate like that in those massive numbers. But that doesn't mean that in proportion to their sort of size and place within the ecological systems, that they are not very healthy populations within the reserves they are in, can also only accommodate so many. So although we don't see armies of them, like you say, we do see, I mean, for example, like Jamala, when we see all those elephants come down in the Kruger, I've seen 100 to 200 elephants all around at Waterhole sometimes. So we can see many, many, many of them in the right sort of circumstances. But for the most part, they are in smaller groups in comparison to other herd like animals that can get up to, let's say, thousands of them, even buffalo being another one. These two are really having a little tussle here. You can actually hear their tusks every now and again hitting against one another. Keith, hello. Thank you for sending through your question. You want to know if us as guides or naturalists, as well as I suppose guests who are on safari vehicles, are vulnerable to any sort of attack. And Keith, no. So part of the reason that the vehicles are so safe is because of how habituated these animals in the reserves become to them. They see the vehicle as one sort of large object, and they don't associate that with any sort of fear or threat by it. Vehicles usually what they've seen them do is just sort of arrive. They're there. They don't try and take their food away from them. They don't try and take their females away from them. They don't try and take their babies away from them. So the vehicles are in fact completely harmless in that way. And so these animals become very, very comfortable with the vehicle. Should you, however, be on foot, that is a completely different story, and animals will react completely differently to a human on foot compared to humans in a vehicle. They don't recognize the human factor within the vehicle. The sort of general shape of the vehicle sort of, I suppose, covers or hides the fact that there are humans on there, and so they don't see that as a threat at all, which is amazing. So that with the vehicles, we can get so close to these animals and view them safely. Of course, there's always boundaries that need to be kept. That doesn't mean that you can go ram your nose up an elephant's backside and think that you're just going to be safe. There, of course, are incidences that do happen, and often that is because of carelessness and assumptions that are made. And it's all about understanding animal behavior and making wise decisions to not necessarily always get the closest that you can. Sometimes you can have a beautiful sight and do at a safe distance, and not stress or affect the animal's behavior in any way.
Nurture your connection with nature with our weekly newsletter. Become an explorer and receive the latest word from the wild in your inbox. Catch up with your favorite WildEarth characters. Watch the week's memorable wildlife encounters. Stay up to date with the happenings and what to expect from WildEarth. Sign up today and get the best seats on the largest safari vehicle in the world. WildEarth, connecting with nature. Well, we are still here at Juma, and
these Aries haven't left yet, which I'm so happy about. Majority of them have moved off into the bushes there to start feeding, but there are two younger bulls here still having a drink, and the one is going into the water. Oh, I hope he has a swim. There we go. Oh, that is so fun when they do that. Having looks like they crossed to the other side, saying hello to each other there. Oh, Danny, isn't it just so fascinating? It really is something that I don't think we're ever going to know entirely or understand entirely, but it is so fascinating to learn about how these elephants communicate with one another. Oh, hello there. How funny, yes, absolutely. It really was a gorgeous close up, wasn't it? That was amazing.
Welcome to Eco Training Pridelands Conservancy. Hey, Susan, no. Oh, look at her, she's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these two pushing each other.
Well, slowly but surely, these bulls are heading off, and I can hear one of my favorite calls, the orange breasted bushrack, in the background. Jive Bunny, it's so tricky to say exactly how old that bull may be. The one that we're looking at now is still quite young, but that large one that was near the tree, um, that is, I would say, 30 plus, just based on the size of the tusks and that sort of thing. Kimmy, absolutely. I can imagine them saying, "Hi, what a lovely day we're having." They have had a wonderful start to the day, these elephants, and I'm so glad we've had so many of them for quite a long time here at Juma. It's often such a brief little visit that we have them at the Waterhole for. And I've also been trying to see if those hippos are around. I don't know if we've seen any sign of them. And there were 3 here a few days ago, and a female looking quite pregnant. But hippos do move. They don't necessarily stay in one water hole forever, especially with a lot of water around at the moment, with the rainy season being here. They can easily feed throughout the night and then end up closer to a different water hole. Well, everyone, we've had a fantastic start to the show now this afternoon, actually, already. Can you believe it? Let's head over to King's Camp and see what's happening over there. Well, this is, I think, one of my favorite locations, although it's not often too busy, but it is so pretty here. Often lots of birds calling, and there is a sneaky little water monitor lizard that we often can spot around. There are two Egyptian geese that went for a little swim. And every now and again, we have some elephants, some buffaloes, even some impalas that make an appearance here. One of the most iconic sort of nature sounds in not only South Africa, but I suppose Africa, where these ring-necked or Cape turtle doves occur, as they call. You can hear that in the background. Work harder, work harder. Various little phrases, but that's the one that I know. Now, this is the spot where we sometimes see that water monitor lizard. We've actually had some awesome sightings with that little guy. You can hear more red-billed buffalo weavers. They actually build a nest just on the tree next to this pan. And often I've found here at King's Camp that patience is rewarded. So we're just going to take a few minutes to check things out properly around the edge. Sometimes we also see three-banded plovers, which are very cute little wading birds. Yesterday we were speaking about water birds, whether they all are eating sort of fish and tadpoles, and I said no, you get, especially the Egyptian goose, which is what we're looking at here, eats plenty of grass, and you can see it pecking away at it now.
Are you a wildlife fanatic, glued to YouTube for your daily dose of animal antics? Then welcome to Africam's wildlife community. By joining our YouTube memberships, you get no ads, just wild live streams, chat with other bush fans, get early access to exciting camera spots, and flex your wildlife knowledge with fun quizzes. Visit Africam's YouTube channel and click the join button now.
There are two woodland kingfishers talking to one another right now. Well, we are being spoiled with bird calls here, everyone. I think there's a woodland kingfisher perched very. Terry, you say that the wood pigeon was the first bird to wake you up in the bush every morning when you lived in Victoria Falls. Oh, how lucky are you? That is really, really special. Often in the bush for me, it's the crested francolins which wake me up very early in the morning, but not quite as pretty a call as a dove. There's something, or pigeon, there's something very beautiful about a dove or pigeon's tone in their call. It's very soothing. Any type of dove or pigeon, their calls are unique, have a particular sort of it's very difficult to describe, but there's a certain tone that all doves and pigeons fall into, sort of quite echoey. Picasso, hello, welcome. Nice to hear from you. You say, "Hi, Amy. The laughing doves at my bird feature love to bathe. Then they stretch out their wings to dry. I thought they had a layer of oil covering to their feathers." And they do, Picasso, but that has to be applied and reapplied. So it's not something that's permanently there. It's part of what the preening has to do for these animals. So often they'll do that, they'll dry off and then they'll reapply, they'll start preening and add that sort of oil back to their feathers. I remember back in about November, we were chatting a lot about when the first woodland kingfishers would be heard. And now, as you can hear, we are hearing them nonstop. And I did say that once they start, it seems like they never stop. And it can become incessant with their calling in the summer. It's hard to believe at one point that we were not hearing them at all. Well, it has been a lovely visit here at King's Camp. We'll keep our eye on it. Hopefully, something will come down to the water. But for now, let's head back to Juma. Well, it seems like the kingfishers came with us, everyone. You can still hear them calling in the background. And here we have a common myna in the tree, part of the starling family. Is that just on the right? It actually looked like that was their nest there. I saw a little beak coming in and out of one of the holes. A little yellow beak in the main trunk, but which is very likely. Starlings do use tree hollows. I'm still waiting for the day where on one of our pans around here we can spot a cat. That would be very, very cool. So we are back at the myna, now a little bit further to the right on the main tree. There we go, where the branch sort of forks off to the right-hand side. I thought I saw a little bit of movement. I'll have to just keep it in frame, see if I see it again. So there we go. Unless it's just the tree from behind, but the myna is still here, so it'll be interesting to see if it does choose a hole to hop back into. Now, mynas are not indigenous to South Africa. I think we have spoken about it before on the show, but a very long time ago. They're actually originally from India and came across with ships a very long time ago, and they have been extremely successful. And often it's actually the same principle with trees, which come over from overseas, were brought by immigrants, and unfortunately they are very successful, often because they have no natural competition and they outcompete the native species here. I know, especially within the Greater Kruger National Park, there's really a major effort with regards to plants to get rid of invasive species or alien plants. And they've actually done quite well with that. Ensure that only indigenous trees are growing within the reserve. This is actually a fantastic nesting tree for many different birds who would use natural cavities to nest in. Starlings, green wood hoopoes, barbets could all find a home in a tree like this. Oh my word, Teddy, now I need to know what you're seeing. You're saying part of the tree looks like the face of an antelope. Kulu, can you see it? I now really need to know where you're seeing this face of an antelope. Teddy? Oh my word, Teddy. Kulu took a picture for me and has shown that is amazing. It does half the head though, half the head looking at us. That's awesome. Very cool. Thank you for spotting that. That is awesome. And yeah, tawny flanked prinia now calling as well. So many birds around Juma. There we go. Okay, so for those of you, I think there is a little nest in there that miner just disappeared into actually the antelope's cheek, if anyone's wondering. It's very difficult to describe. I wish I could use my mouse to show you all. But just where that starling flew into, above is the eye. Then that one sort of broken off branch that's heading off to the left is the one horn. And then if we go down from the eye, the little dark hole looks like the nose. Well, all is mostly quiet here except for the crows, which are squawking away at Okukuyo. There are a few springback meandering around, and these Egyptian geese family. The skies are clear and blue. It does look like a beautiful day here. Oh, there are some springbuck coming down for a drink now. I do apologize, everyone, if you can hear any talking in the background. Sometimes we do pick up some guests speaking who are at the lodge here at Okukuyo, just so that you know where those noises are coming from. I always find this scene so peaceful. I mean, we say that about a lot of water holes, of course. It's one of the reasons we all love them, don't we? But this sort of landscape is so unique and different here at Okukuyo. And it always amazes me every time how these animals can not only survive but thrive in what looks to be such harsh conditions. There is a hempspock, everybody, making its way across the rocks to come to the waterhole. I actually haven't seen a hempspock in so long, so this is fantastic to see here.
hopefully there's a few more around on their way as well.
Are you a wildlife fanatic, glued to YouTube for your daily dose of animal antics? Then welcome to Africam's wildlife community. By joining our YouTube memberships, you get no ads, just wild live streams, chat with other bush fans, get early access to exciting camera spots, and flex your wildlife knowledge with fun quizzes. Visit Africam's YouTube channel and click the join button now.
Well, everybody, I can't believe it, but it is almost 1 p.m. here, Central African time. And soon we are going to be introducing Africam to the show. So, for all of you who are watching on YouTube, please do make sure that you are ready to hop over to either the WildEarth website or the WildEarth app where you can continue watching. Otherwise, if you're in the UK, you can watch on Freeview. Otherwise, in South Africa, DSTV channel 183 is where you can carry on watching the live at the Waterhole show. The lapwings here have also been making quite a noise. Lots of them flying and calling.
Hello, hello. Anything? No, it's only this. The Hemsbok and the Springbok. Should come later. Later again? Yeah, like 6, 7 o'clock.
All right, well, it is that time, everyone. I will chat to you shortly, but let's get ready to introduce Africams.
The rhino was here. Yeah. Did you also see the rhino? Yeah.